Assign points to everything. If you want them to watch a video, make it count for something. If you want them to take notes, make it count for something. Our students don't do optional. I don't know about yours, but if you tell them, I think it'd be a good idea if you went ahead and done this, you know what's going to happen? Absolutely nothing. They're not going to do, oh, how many points you going to give me for that? Well, I'll give you one. You know, now out of 1,000, they think that's going to change their grade, you know, which says something about where they are, you know. But it is what it is. They feel good about it and not, okay, you know, that's what we'll do. Design your space. You got to allow some flow. You're going to be on the ground, sitting beside these students on your knees, talking to these kids individually, and your lab has to be designed with that in mind. And if you don't do that, you're in a world of trouble. Okay? You're in a world of trouble. This saves money. It saves money for us. In the fall of 10, I ran 15 sections of Math 11. We had a huge enrollment increase because of a plant closure. All right? In the fall of 11, I ran 7. Did that save my department some instructional salary money? You bet it did. We don't use a book. We use the e-book. We do My Math Lab. There wasn't no great decision. That was the thing we were most familiar with, so that's the reason we went with that. I think there are some other good products out there that could equally be supplied. Students pay $90. We use the same book for 011 and 021. It covers 2 semesters. $45 a semester is not bad. Okay? We have lab assistants. Our classes are 48 seats. Our traditional class was 35. We run 48 students at a time in a section with an instructor, with lab assistants. We pay them a little bit better than minimum wage, not a lot. I think we pay them, what do we pay them, 9? I think $9 an hour to come in. These lab assistants are our tutors. They're great. I got news for you. I can't get 48 students in an hour and 15 minutes in 2 hours. But with this lab assistant, we're doing really well. Videos. It's not that the videos are bad. Some of them aren't. They just don't do it the way I want to do it. You know, I mean, maybe it's just me, but are all math people that way? You know, why are you teaching them to do it this way? This don't work all the time. What's wrong with you? We're working right now on doing our own videos. Okay? And we can't quite figure out how to connect that with the My Math Lab, but we'll get that done, I think. You got to create an option for the students that are doing well but don't get done. I don't want to give them an R. If I give them an R, when they come back, they got to start over. You know, and that's that quicksand that they never get out of. I think you need an option. Now, if they don't get halfway through the course, there is no reasonable expectation that they'll finish it the next semester, and they do get an R, and they do have to start over. But if they get halfway, we'll give you another semester. You got to pay for it, okay? You got to pay for it. Reward diligent work. If our students are willing to work fast enough to complete both 011 and 021, they will get the second course tuition free. My instructors report that to me. I report that to the registrar. The registrar will put that on their transcript with a letter grade. And again, just like at Northern, they do get a letter grade in the course, but it does not enter into their GPA because it's below 100 level. We had 14 students in the fall complete both 011, 021. I had 2 complete both 021 and the intermediate algebra course, which we can also do this way. We're kind of using a blended approach on that. We're doing some lectures in class, but we're using the My Math Lab for the homework. Okay? And the last suggestion is make your lab rules clear. What are the rules? When I take this test, what do you mean I can't pull up the calculator that's built onto the computer for this 011 test? No, you can't. Okay, and if you do, we're going to whack you. Okay? Or use a lockdown browser, which we didn't figure out how to do till this semester. And we finally figured out that we needed a piece of software from Pearson that we didn't have. You know, we'd lock down the browser thinking they can't bring up the calculator, they can't bring up the video, they can't bring up the notes when they're taking a test. And what it did is it locked them out of everything. They couldn't even get at the exam. So we finally figured that out. And the learning curve's pretty steep here for a guy like me that's not a real tech kind of person. But this is kind of what we're doing, and some suggestions that I would make and some data that we've collected. I think if I can get this to 60%, I'm going to be a happy man, okay? And I believe we can get there. I believe we can get there.